Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and you read that correctly. This is not clickbait, it's not a joke, not a prank. Wizards just announced very subtly the biggest announcement in the history of the game, at least as long as I've been playing it and covering it on my YouTube channel, which I know is like 2 years, but still. I can't think of any change to the game that's bigger than this. Even like rules changes and card border changes, nothing even comes close to this. They are firing all the SJWs. Just kidding, they would never do that, and if they did, I wouldn't be able to cover it because I would have dropped dead from shock. Okay, it's been 31 seconds. That's the attention span of some of you apparently. So they are actually testing in the real world redeemable code cards that are redeemable online. So there you have it. Now let's get some additional information. So to give this some setup here, they were releasing an article called MTG Arena Development, Dominaria, and Events Coming Soon! Needlessly. So they did want to let people know that Dominaria will be released this Thursday, the 26th, for MTG Arena. And it is, quote, bringing economy updates with it, as they put it. I love how they keep saying economy. There is no economy. I mean, I guess it's the economy of you because, I don't know, last I heard, which I have paid zero attention to Arena, so I could be wrong about this. I haven't seen any gameplay. I haven't played it. I have multiple beta keys. I haven't used any of them. Anyway, there can't be an economy without trading, and if there was card trading, it would just be MTGO2. It's not supposed to be. For those of you still, to this day, complaining about it, what the hell are you talking about? This is not a replacement for MTGO. It never was supposed to be. It's supposed to be standard only. It's not going to have, last I heard, Commander, Modern, Legacy, Vintage, any of that. This is a standard, cycling, self-contained, your cards only type of game. That is it. So for those of you whining about, but I want to build this deck, that's not what Arena does. That's not what you're supposed to do with it, unless you're like a net decking obsessed whale. You're supposed to open some packs and build a deck out of it, you know, like Magic was 20 years ago. Like the damn card game was originally designed. You're not supposed to just be able to handpick whatever you want, build exactly what you want, and by that I mean copy somebody else's work. That's not how the game was supposed to be played. This is a return to what it was supposed to be. As the staff has stated on multiple occasions, let me paraphrase, you're supposed to take a bunch of cards, build a deck, and then gradually improve it over time with your own, research, whatever cards you win as prizes, whatever. That's how Magic was designed. That is the way it is supposed to be played. Now, also, okay, trading cards with your friends locally. Okay, that's always been part of Magic. It's literally called a trading card game. I get it. But when you can trade with anybody in the entire world, okay, you can't do that. There just is no way to implement, you're LGS only. Like, that's the only people you can trade with or whatever. It doesn't work. So you know what? You're just going to have to learn how to adapt and how to build a second-rate or third-rate deck, like the game was intended. Anyway, mini rant over. The one thing people didn't like about MTGO is the fact that, okay, you got to buy your deck to play paper, and then you got to buy the deck a second time to play online, which is stupid. For Pokemon, you buy a pack locally and you get a pack online. Now that's just packs though. You go on eBay and buy 4 of a card or whatever, 3, I don't even know what the damn limit is for Pokemon, and you don't get those cards. It's just redemption codes and that's it. So this whole article was just, this, that, the other thing, whatever, hype it up, woo, we're so great, we're making improvements, blah, blah, blah. And then hidden in one tiny little section is the biggest thing I've ever heard. You ready for this? We're also starting an experiment with this release that explores ties between the tabletop game and MTG Arena. Let me stop them right there. Now, they always did pretty much assure us that, like, if you go to special events, or even just F&M, like you attend F&M, you'll probably get something for free because then they're encouraging you to also buy the paper product. They're encouraging you to support your local gaming store instead of taking business away, which would be shooting them in the foot if they did that. So they want them to stay open despite every action they've ever taken lately, basically. And it makes sense. It's what do they call that? Cross-promotion. But they said almost for sure you go to like a pre-release or a game day tournament or something, and they'll be handing out, like, instead of, or even the open house, instead of a promo card or in addition to a promo card, boom, here have a QR code or a little barcode or whatever that you can type into Arena and get, $5 worth of free stuff or $10 or whatever. Now, yes, people could just put the code cards on eBay and it would be digital delivery, okay. But other than that, your only way is to actually go to the actual event. So that's like a win-win for everybody. I mean, it helps the stores, it increases sales, and it helps the people who play Arena. I mean, it's smart. But what people were saying is, why don't you go full-blown Pokemon and do a 1-for-1 parody, as they call it, on packs? You know, I open one pack, I get a code card, I get a pack online. Done. Why not? At the end of the day, they still get the money, which, by the way, is not true. It costs them nothing to create a digital pack. No matter how they want to shape it and what their taxes say and what their balance sheets say, it does, at the end of the day, cost them zero or pretty damn close to it to generate another digital booster pack. Yeah, programmers, artists, the servers, electricity, I get it, but honestly, like 1,000 and then the 1,001st one to be opened doesn't cost more. Whereas, of course, the paper ones, they have to give the distributor a cut. They got to pay shipping. Basically, FedEx gets a cut, and the local gaming store gets a cut, or Walmart gets a cut, and it's not very efficient. And I think that's why they never were going to do it. Or are they? Let's continue reading. They say, with the release of Dominaria, we will be performing a limited test of redeemable game codes. Ready for this? In New Zealand only. That's so obscure, I bet you think this is a prank video. Go read the article yourself. New Zealand, okay? Now, as we all know, New Zealand is not a real place. It is where the world of Lord of the Rings took place. It's kind of like how people go to England and they ask where Narnia is, or they go to, you know, the northern tip of America and say, where's Canada? They're all fantasy locations. They don't actually exist. Okay, just kidding. There actually is a New Zealand. It's like to the right of Australia. That's right. It's not to the east. It's to the right. Or like west or something. I don't remember. But hobbits do live there. That is a fact. So honestly, I don't know how they're doing this, but it says New Zealand booster packs and pre-release packs will include an in-game code that New Zealand residents can redeem for in-game items in Magic the Gathering Arena. I am fairly certain they speak English there, so how did they make a special run of just New Zealand English packs, but not like Australia and not the UK and not America? That seems actually hard to do. Like, they could have just like done, I don't know, just the French speaking areas and that's it. Cause that's very like localized, very small. It would make sense if they even print cards in French anymore. I don't even remember how they could just do Germany. Nobody outside of Germany speaks German. My German grandparents don't speak German. You know, it might have something to do with the fact that they're actually American because they're born here. They're not really German. So anyway, somehow they're doing it. Now, can a New Zealand person open one, take a picture and send it to somebody here and then they redeem it? I'm going to guess no. I'm going to guess you have to select what country you're in. And I think there's like NZD, New Zealand dollars. I think that's a thing. Way too lazy to check. So like that would have to be your currency. That would be the billing location and the currency used by your credit card or your PayPal. I think they can pretty well reasonably verify that you're in New Zealand. So I don't think this is going to leak outside. And this is just an experimental run. And I don't get what's experimental about this other than they haven't done it before. So I guess they're calling it that. I think it's like a marketing hype test run to get us all excited about it and gauge like, I don't know, in excitement of everybody else who doesn't live in New Zealand, maybe? Because, I mean, what are they going to do? Say, oh, well, only 5% of them got redeemed, so we're not going to do it now. Those 5% really wanted to redeem it. I mean, and it's probably increased the sales by 5%. So it's like, unless it's disastrously low percentages of people who try it, I would keep it going. And then if it's 100%, what does that prove? It proves you should have done it in the first place. So I don't know. This is very odd that they're calling it a test run or whatever, experiment or whatever they keep calling it. I mean, they do go on to say, we're excited to learn from this first of many such tests. I mean, maybe it's like a technical test to make sure that the codes like actually work and redeem correctly. I don't know. Because it is complicated to print those, by the way. And they say, our goal is to find ways to bring more value to all kinds of Magic players, and we want to get it right. Now, see, that is true. Remember the standard buy a box promo packs. That was huge value added at almost no cost to them. That's the true definition from a commercial standpoint of value added. It's where you added value in the customer's mind, or like in reality for sure. It could be perception, but it could be in reality. And you made it cost you as little as possible. You know, it's like, oh, you're at a restaurant and they're also playing really nice music, like really great, like background music or something over the speakers, like really softly. So it adds to the ambience or whatever. That's value added because it costs them next to nothing. You know, yeah, the speaker system, okay, whatever. But then they just bought the tracks and did it, but they might increase the, you know, customer retention return rate by 10% by doing that. If you order like some stuff from certain Chinese vendors, they'll throw in a free gift. That is like absolute tradition. And that's just, oh, you know, do I order from them or do I order from them? Well, they gave me a free gift and I want to see what I get this time. You know, you just lean towards them. It just makes them a little bit better. Now, if your furniture store does, you know, free delivery, that's built into the cost. It's an expense. It's almost expected. That's not really truly value added. It kind of is, but, you know, not really. So they've been doing all kinds of crazy stuff like, oh, you go to your LGS and support them, value added, boom, you could buy an entire booster box 1 week early at the pre-release. Remember that program? So now they're thinking, okay, you bought an entire booster box. Why not have, we'll just say 36 codes or maybe like 1 code in the booster box. By the way, I would bet money on them just to make it fit in the box so they don't have to change a box, taking out a common to add this code card, which I don't have a huge problem with. I made a video about why they should cut the commons down to, I think 8 would be the proper number. Like, that's where nobody would care and you'd still get, like, it would be easy to get 4 and economics-wise and probability-wise it would work. So all we're left with after that is if and when, yeah, nice, we expand these explorations, okay, to other regions, we'll be sure to share details. So that kind of makes it sound a little bit distant and we might, you know, there's only 4 sets that come out per year, main sets at least. Maybe the core set, they'll try it in, like, you know, Germany or something. I don't know. I think when the launch of Arena happens, that's when they'll really go into it. Because right now it's a closed beta. It's like a semi-open beta at this point. It's a more open beta and the NDA lifted. But I think when it launches, they're still going to wipe everything. So this is truly a test. I mean, like whatever you get now, I do believe is going to be wiped when they fully launch Arena. So keep that in mind. Also, I think they said that all like monetary transactions, if that's even up and running in the game at this point, will be like fully refunded or recredited. So if you bought packs and opened them, they'll just give you like the money back so that you could respend it on packs again or whatever when the game launches. So, you know, this isn't like a, oh, you know, wink and a nod test. It like legitimately is a test. But I don't know what they're trying to learn, though. That's what I don't get. Like, from the experiment, like, how is this an experiment? I mean, it is quite literally like a test of the system, but I don't know. It's got to be just gauging popularity. I can't think of anything else. But it's in beta, and anything you get now is going to be wiped. So is it really a test of popularity? So hopefully they don't read too much into this if it isn't popular, and hopefully they rush it and hurry it up if it is popular, I guess. I don't know. So that's about all we know for now. So code cards coming, hopefully. I mean, I can't imagine this being a flop, and I can't imagine the public outcry if they were so unbelievably stupid as to test it in New Zealand and say, nah, it didn't really go over well, it didn't work, people were confused, it just, overall, bad product, bad decision, when you could just look at Pokemon and it's like the #1 thing that people like about the game. Or, well, specifically about the product, and you can't just say, oh, no, it doesn't work, it's a bad idea. That's what we determine. No way in hell is this not going to happen. So I think within a year, we're going to see redeemable code cards in Arena, which is almost like the only thing that would get me to play it, because I would play it 100% for free, which they claim is doable. The only thing is you can't build exactly what you want and you won't always have exactly the cards you want. But to me, that's more fun. I mean, I like sealed and limited better than constructed. The only problem is I'm really good at playing the game because I've been playing forever and I do strive to be very, very good. So I'm not what you would call like a casual, like who cares kind of player, but if I start winning too much with some jank deck because it was, you know, very, very like 3rd tier, but I'm doing well with it because it is clever, it's well built, it's, you know, common heavy or whatever, and it just kind of works, it has synergy. Eventually I'm going to get paired up with people who just simply spent more money than me, and then I'm not going to be able to beat them. At some point, that's going to happen. I heard there's 3 difficulty or skill tiers, and the more you win, the more you'll bump it up. So I'm going to bump up against people that I know I cannot beat, and the only way to stop that from happening is to just, you know, drop hundreds of dollars and just build exactly the deck I want and need. Oh, that or like play draft, I guess. Because at that point, if I can build something that I know competes with tier 1 decks, which is what I do at F&M, obviously, then I could just sweep. There would be nobody with no deck with no amount of money that could beat me because my deck's just good enough to compete. And I'm not willing to do that, unsurprisingly. I'm broke as hell, nor would I give Wizards that much money, because then where would the money come from to play the paper game? And I'm not going to switch over, because paper is more fun. I like, you know, going to a place and hanging out and, you know, whatever. I could play anything I want. I have like 50 multiplayer games on my computer. Why would I choose Arena? Like if I just want to dick around on a computer game and play multiplayer with somebody. So if that's not the best argument I've heard for, hey, give me some free crap in Arena or I'm not going to touch it, I don't know what is. And I'd say it'll keep, me with me in double quotes, spending money at my local gaming store and keep on, playing the paper game, except not literally me because I get all my cards from, a distributor because I'm a reseller. So little different situation. But if that wasn't the case, I would do what I did years ago and get all my boxes from my local gaming stores. So if I'm already doing that, don't try to double hit me. If I wanted to get double hit, I'd jump on MTGO. If I don't want to get double hit and you're just like, fine, he spends money on paper, let's just let him play Arena. That's why we need redeemable codes. So yes, do that, Wizards. So what would you think of it? Would you just ignore them or would you be like, yeah, free stuff? I'd jump on Arena. Hey, my LGS isn't always open. Sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's snowing. Sometimes the events don't fire. Sometimes everybody leaves to go play Force of Will. Sometimes F&M switches over to Modern and I don't like Modern and Modern's too expensive. So where the heck do I have to play Standard? Well, all the players switched. Now what do? You jump on Arena. So, I get it. There's a platform for it. It's just, what about MTGO? So the only reason to use Arena above MTGO would be, oh, I love pretty graphics, which is like nobody. Or, oh, look, I get free stuff. Simple as that. Well, and the draw is I can play for free. Like they have said that you can play for free. We are making sure that that is realistically doable. That is literally impossible to do with MTGO. Like when you sign up for MTGO, they give you 0 free packs. Come to think of it, I have no idea how Arena works. Do they just give you a pre-made deck or something? I don't know. Haven't played it. So just let me know what you think about redeemable codes. Would it work for you? What could they do right? What could they do wrong? How would this backfire? What could they see as a negative to it? I guess lost money, but not really. If they're already a customer, they already are. Do you just not want to sit there and type in, 96 codes or whatever? That I could see, but the new MTG Portal app that's coming out for smartphones, which sounds actually pretty cool, it might just have like an automatic QR code reader, and then boom, you could just scan it directly into your MTG Arena account. Like right in the store. Think about that. That would be pretty damn swift. My new phone can scan a QR code in like under a second. That thing is like amazing. So yeah, all the details, all the logistics of it, leave any kind of comment you want about it down in the description. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're finally getting redeemable codes, probably. I can't believe it. I can because it's what they should have done years ago, but I still can't believe it because this is Wizards we're talking about. So I am just shocked. That said, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next video.